So just look up, your help is on the way. Turn your eyes upon Jesus. Look full in His wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim when you turn your eyes upon Him. Turn your eyes.
Hello everyone, and welcome as we continue to turn our eyes upon Jesus with a devotional entitled Authority Over Nature. Let us invite God's presence with prayer. Dear God, please make us receptive and obedient to your word today. Amen. Our focus text today is found in Matthew 8, verses 24 to 27. Suddenly a great tempest arose on the sea, so that the boat was covered with waves. But he was asleep. Then his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us! We are perishing. But he said to them, Why are you fearful, O you of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. So the men marveled, saying, Who can this be, that even the winds and the sea obey him? Who can this be? Who is this man? That is the question that the disciples were struggling with as they began their walk with Jesus. It is still one that challenges us today. Today's verses find Jesus and his followers caught in the midst of fierce storm in the Sea of Galilee. Lying nearly 700 feet below sea level, it is surrounded by the hills and mountains that are especially steep on the east side, and just 30 miles to the northeast is the 9,200-foot Mount Hermon. The interchange of the cold air from Mount Hermon and the warm air of the lowlands could produce unexpected fierce storms on even what appears to be a clear day. Such is the situation in which the disciples find themselves. And there is Jesus sleeping. Like us, he did not come as a superman, but one who became exhausted with the pressing of the crowds and the business of life. He was truly one of us that is therefore able to sympathize with our weakness. Hebrews 4 verses 15 to verses 17. But while he was sleeping, his disciples has whipped themselves up into a frenzy of fear and self-pity. Don't you even care if we perish? They shouted as they woke him from a sound sleep. Mark 4 verse 38. He did care, rebuking the winds and the storm, and also the disciples for their lack of faith. The result? Calmness in both the sea and their hearts. But to these men, the calming of the sea was astounding. Who can this be? Who has power over nature? They were forced to ask. The experience was crucial to the developing understanding of who they were following, since in the Old Testament it is Yahweh, God alone, who has power to quell natural storms. Jesus' authority over nature helped the disciples begin to realize more fully that he was indeed God with us, the Yahweh of the Old Testament. The good news is that Jesus, who saves his disciples from the storm, is still mighty. As his followers, we have nothing to fear in the long run, because we serve a Lord who has authority. We never face the trials of life alone, even though He appears to be sleeping in some of the dangers that we face. He is still mighty to save. Let us close our eyes in prayer. Dear God, thank you for always being with us, especially through the trials of life. Help us to always remember and feel your presence. Amen.
So just look up, your help is on the way.